Well, thank you for visiting Excel tutorials at Danif Tutorials. And in this Excel tutorials, I want to teach you how to use the if functions in Microsoft Excel. So let's get started. The example that I have here is related to civil engineering calculations. I have the longer span of a slab and the shorter span of a slab, and these are the values. In a slab we have the longer span and also the shorter span of it, and from the longer span the value should always be greater than the shorter span. And there's what we call the one-way slab and the two-way slab. A one-way slab is a particular slab whereby the ratio of the longer span to the shorter span should always be greater than or equal to 2, and that of the two-way slab should be less than 2. So we are going to apply this. We are going to use the if functions to determine whether a slab is a one-way slab or a two-way slab. So let's get started. Now, having seen the value of the longest span of the slab and the shorter span of a slab, so let's compute the ratio of the longer span to the shorter span, and it is done using the equal sign. You type your equal sign, then you press your control key and select the value of the longer span using the front slash, that is the division sign. You also select the shorter span, then you press on enter. It gives you a value of 3, that is 6 divided by 2, which will equal to 3. So in this particular place now, we are going to use the if function. That is where the whole work is going to be concentrated. We are going to use the if function to determine whether the value given is going to be a one-way slab or a two-way slab. So let's start. The first thing you are going to do is to use an equal sign with your if function. Then right down here you can see something like the logical test. Logical test is a test to determine, it is where we are going to that is the back end of everything that is going to run. So from the values here, the logical test is going to be if the result here, that is if this result is greater than or equal to 2, let it be a one-way slab, but if it is less than, let it be a two-way slab. So having selected that, if the cell D7 is greater than or equal to, we use a greater than or equal to on the keyboard, is greater than or equal to 2, then what I will say, use a comma here, and value if it is true. So if it is true, let's put on a string here by saying this is a one-way slab. We close it back, and the value if it is false, we are going to give it a value of a string which says this is a two-way slab. Then we close it, press your enter button. Now, having seen this, the value of the result is 3, and 3 is greater than 2, so it is a one-way slab. Now let's take, for example, if I change the value of this 6 to 3 and press the enter keys, automatically the result will change to 1.5, and the same way this is going to change to this is a two-way slab. All is because 1.5 is what is less than 2. Now we can use this to manipulate any figure. You can change this to any figure or any value you may feel like. Let's say 4. It changes the value to 2, so 2 is equals to 2 itself, so it is a one-way slab. So using the if function, you can use it to logically determine or to give values to certain outputs. Maybe an output, if an output is a particular value, you can assign a value of whether it is true or false, or you can assign any value. It has 2 arguments. If it is true, what is going to display? If it is false, what is going to be displayed? So I believe I've been able to describe to you what the if function is used in Microsoft Excel. Thank you for watching my tutorials, and I would love you to drop a comment if you find anything difficult to understand, and also find time to use the subscribe button to like my videos. Thank you very much. for staying with us.